everyone, welcome to our channel BISP Solution. So today also we are going to discuss about the compensation module. So continue with the yesterday's session. We are going to configure the compensation plan, and we are now going to configure the budget pools. So let's go to the system, and then I'm going to the home page. Okay, so we are going to configure the budget pools, and we are going to create the budget page layout for the budget pools. Okay, so for that we have to go to the my client group first and make sure you log in as the HR specialist, and you have to go to the compensation. Okay, then open the workforce compensation plan here, then search your plan, and open it. So yesterday we configured the plan foundation. Now we are going to configure the budget pools here. Okay, so for that we have to go to the configure budget option. Let's go to the budget pools now. Okay, so here you can see that enabling budget option. So for enabling budget you have to select yes here, then other fields are displayed here. So here you have to create the budget pools. Let's just click on the create option, define the pool name. Let's give the name here according to the task, and let's say Fusion Merit Budget. Because we are enabling here budgeting, and create and configure the merit budget pools here. Okay, now let's enter the display order, in which order it's going to be displayed here. Okay, so here select the manager level budgeting if not already selected here. Then in the budget storage method, I'm just going to select the percentage method. Here you can see two types of method. First is the amount, second is the percentage. So I'm going to select the percentage here. Then I'm going to allow this over budget when budgeting. Okay, so it's allow the over budgeting option, and also I'm going to check this box on the allow over budget when allocating the compensation, for compensation also. Now I'm just going to click save here. Okay, it's saved now. Let's save and close. So here you can see that our merit budget pool is now created. So if you want to hide from the managers, you can check this box on here. Okay, and if you want to create one more budget pool here, you can create here. Again, you have to just click on the create icon, fill the name here. Let's say Fusion bonus budget. Okay, then give the display order. Let's say select here, fill the two Then here I'm also going to select the manager level budgeting, same as the previous one, and I'm also going to select the percentage method here. Okay, and then I'm going to select the allow over budget when budgeting and allow over budget when allocating compensation. So this validation for the budgeting, this validation for the compensation. Okay, I'm just again going to click on the save option. Then we receive the confirmation message. Click on the OK and then save and close this. So that's how we can create and configure our merit and bonus budget pools. Okay, so let's now configure the budget display. So for that we have to again just click on the save and close option here, and then we have to go to the budget display. Here you can see our two budget pools and status also got changed here into the completed. Now here you can see the budget display. Let's open it. Here you can see your here you can see the configure task layout. Just click on it to configure the merit budget. Now here you can see the different tabs, the overview. Under the overview you have different columns here, the budget pool, the unit, the overall budget, the budget distribution. Then you have the summary tab here, and here you have different columns and scoreboard view here, right? The eligible workers with percentage, currency or unit, eligible salary, column separator, budget amount, overall budget with percentage, distributed amount, distributed with the percentage, and available to the distribute. Let's move to the another tab, which is a detail table. Here you can see the different columns. Here's the manager information, eligibility, budget distribution, targets, published budgets, workforce allocation, miscellaneous rates, worker list, and the group view here. Here you can see the column preview, right? The manager, currency, budget level access, eligible worker, eligible salary, right? The distributed percentage, distributed amount, unpublished, worker list. Here you can see that, right? Then we have the worker list tab here. Under that we have different columns, the personal, alerts, employment, budget, target, miscellaneous rates, the performance, right? And here in the column preview view we have different column name here, the name, eligibility status, alert, person number, legal employer, job, grade, currency, units, eligible salary, allocated, budget amount, budget percentage, right? The remaining budget. Here you can see that. Let's move on to the another tab, which is the action. Then here you can see the different actions, right? The action. Under that we have different sub actions, and then when we expand this we have different sub action under the sub actions, right? This is how it's work. Then we have the view, format, models. Under the models also we have different kinds of, you can create model, you can open model, you can apply for the model, right? And here we have apply target, so apply to selected manager, apply to all manager. Then we have the search name here. Yeah, so here we don't have any. Under the export we have different export view in a workbook or export manage in a workbook, just depends upon you. Then we move on to the information. So here you can give the information about your plan. Okay, so for this, for configuring the merit budget tool, first we have to go to the detail table, and then from here we have to go to the detail column. Under here we have to go to the budget distribution. So we have to select this and click. Here you can see the two options, the distributed amount, and under the distributed amount this is a enable checkbox. If you want to enable it, you can check this box on. Here is the display name. This name will be display and the UI page. This is a sequence and this is a properties, right? So here we are going to configure the properties for this distributed amount, and here also you can see the distributed percentage, right? So here in the percentage you can see same the enable checkbox, distributed percentage, display name, and the display sequence and the properties. But when we create the budget tools, we select the percentage in the budget methods, right? So now here we are going to configure the properties of this distributed percentage, not the method. Let's click on this icon, and here you can see the journal information, the plan name, the pool name, the column name, what is the display name, what is the data type. Here you can see here show the numeric separator if you want, so check this box on. If you don't, just uncheck this. Okay, then here we have the rounding rule. So here we have to define the rounding rule. So I'm just going to define round to nearest, let's say this one, 0.1, and in the decimal place to display. If you want to change this, you can change here. Let's change into 1. If you want to want to option for this read only, so you can check this box on, and if you want to initially hidden this options, you can check this box on here, right? And if you want to formula and drive factor for here, you can add it here. Let's save this first and then save and close. Okay, so let's configure action now. Okay, collapse this, and then we have to go to the action tab. Okay, so first we have to enable this action option here, so we have to check this box here, then we have to expand this, and then we have to go to the access level here, right? So we have to check this change to updates allowed option, and we have to enable this. Okay, and then if we scroll down, let's collapse this first. That's all. Okay, then we scroll on. Here we have publish to manager option, right? Just open it, and here we have to enable the publish to managers option, right? This action we have to enable it, and then we have to enable the publish to all budget. Then we have to scroll down and go to the worker list action, then we have to enable this, and if we just expand this option, we have different option here, the request eligibility change, reassign worker to another manager, and export to the Excel. But we don't want these actions, the reassign worker to another manager and export to the Excel. We only want the request eligibility change option, so I'm just going to enable this option, Okay, so let's save this. Okay, so let's recheck these information. Action is enabled here, and in the action under the actual access level, we have to select the change updates to allowed, so it's also enabled. Then we have to go to the publish to manager row, this is also enabled. Then we have to go to the publish to all widget, we also enable this. Then we have to go to the worker list action here, it's enabled now. Then we have to select the request eligibility change. Okay, let's save this and click on the save and close. Okay, let's again, we have to save and close. Okay, it's a completed now. Okay, so we have to configure the component, so we are going to configure compensation component and the performance rating. So now we are going to enable and create salary, merit and bonus components with the salary component appearing first. Okay, so I'm just going to select this configure component, configure worksheet, and under that we have to select the configure compensation component. Here we, for the enabling it, we have to select the yes, so its plan requires at least one component when they allocate compensation, that's why we are configuring it here. Okay, so we have to create, for creating this one we have to click on the create option, and under the compensation number we have to select one. Then we have to define the name, let's say fusion salary merit. Okay, what is the display order? So it's a first. Then what is the local currency determination here? So it basically specify how the component determines individual's local currency if the plan includes people from the different geographies, right? So here I'm going to select the corporate currency. And then we created the budget pool here, so for this I'm going to select the merit budget. Okay, and then we have to check this box on for the primary component for budgeting. So it's evaluate eligibility for the budgeting using this component. We multiple, if multiple components share the same budget pool, so it's define the primary component. For the system it's easy to understand what is the primary component by selecting this checkbox on. Let's save and close. Okay, now again we have to configure our second pool. So here the component number is a 2, name is a fusion bonus. The display order, so it's also 2. What is the local currency? So here we are going to select the salary basis currency. Okay, then in the budget we are going to select the bonus budget. Okay, then select this checkbox and then save the information, then save and close. Okay, so now we are going to configure and enable the performance rating and compensation performance rating properties. So for this we have to just first save this information and then we have to save and close. Okay, so now we created our compensation component. Let's configure the performance rating here. So again we have to select yes for enabling the performance rating. Then here in the performance rating to use option we have to select use compensation performance rating. Then in the compensation performance rating properties, in the layout option area we are going to select use traditional list of values system if not already selected here. Okay, then in the rating module we are going to let's search here first. Let's select performance rating module. Then we have to click on the save. And we have to click on the save and close. Okay, so now we configure the performance rating. Let's configure the approvals and the notification. So here we are going to configure the approval modes, right? So in the approvals, let's go to the first option, which is approval modes here. So here we are going to select the approve anytime, but you can see here is to another option. Manager must first submit and disable approvals. You can select according to your requirement. Then we have the submit mode. So also here we also going to select the submit anytime, right? And if you want to select all managers must be approved and disable submit, so you can select two of them. Then in the withdraw mode we also select the withdraw anytime, right? So these are the important information for the approvals you can select here. And then I'm just going to click on the save to configure my approvals and the notification. Here you can see that, right? So next we are going to enable compensation statement and create a statement group and associate the formatted template with the display name and enable it to be generated at any time as a PDF, right? So let's just open it and start configuring it. So first step is selecting yes to enable it. Okay, so the next statement here we have to go to the manage statement group. So here we have to create and then we have to fill the name. Let's say fusion compensation statement. Okay, and then if we scroll down here you can see our template we just created, right? So in the template field we have to select the annual compensation plan statement dot RTF, annual compensation plan statement dot RTF. Here it is. Let's select this. And then in the display name, let's enter the using compensation change letter. Right, if you want to give any criteria, you can give here, and if you want to select any action previous rather than before viewing and after viewing, you can select here according to your preference. Now let's save this. Okay, so here in the drop down, let's search if our statement group is visible or not. Here it is, using compensation statement. Right, and in the statement generation time, we are going to select any worker in any status. Here you can see two other options, the worker posted to HR and worker posted to HR or who received the final approval. Then so I am going to select any worker in any status, and in the output format, here we have the RTF and the PDF, but we are going to select the PDF here. Then in the statement delivery, here we have the centrally managed and stored and printed and delivered by the manager. So I'm just going to select the centrally managed and stored. Okay, then we have to select this checkbox on, so it allows staggered release of the statements. Right, so here it's additional information. Here you can see that if this plan contains stored statement, you should run the process workforce compensation change statement batch process in replace mode when you change this value. Okay, so now I'm just going to save this information. If we filled anything wrong, so here it's give us the error. Okay, so just we configure the change compensation statement. Okay, moving ahead with the worksheet display option, we are going to select this here. So we have to select this enable checkbox here. Then we have to give the task name. Let's give compensate. Then we have to give the display order, let's say first, and here we have to select the task type. So on the task type, you can see here the approvals, communications, compensation, detail table only, performance, and the promotion. Here we define the compensate, so obviously we are going to select the compensation task type here, right? And then here you can see the configure task layout option. Let's configure it. Okay, so here in the configure worksheet page layout, we have to go to the detail table option, and then here we can see the component first, fusion salary merit, right? So I have to just expand this option, and then we have to go to the compensation amount component 1, right? Here you can see that. So here we have to change the display name. For example, let's remove this and fill merit amount in the place of compensation amount component 1. Okay, now we have to go to the properties icon here. Let's open it. And here in the bottom of the page we have salary and element mapping, right? So here you can map your element. So in the post as salary, so basically it update each person's salary with the amount stored in the column. So for here in the merit component, we are going to select yes for the element mapping, and then in the salary component we are going to select the merit. So it updates each person's salary by the adjustment amount and add the incremental salary component and adjustment amount to the salary for the future references, right? So that's how we can map the element with the compensation component. Okay, so let's save these information first. Nothing is wrong here. Let's save and close. Okay, so let's collapse this, and here we have the performance. So compensation performance rating, compensation performance rating current. So enable this checkbox if not already enabled here, if not already selected. Let's collapse this performance. Let's configure the worksheet page layout. So we have to go to the action tab here, and then we have to go to the manage default worksheet option. Enable this if not already selected here, and then we have to expand this action option here. Then here we have the manage delegation. Enable this checkbox, then enable the request eligibility change, and then enable the compare salary history. So I'm just enabling the information which are required for us here, right? And let's just save these information. Let's save and close. Okay, so let's configure another option. Sorry, we just quickly on here we have to go to the detail table here, and then we have to go to the second component here. Okay, so here we have to change the name for the eligible salary component. Here I'm just going to remove this, and here we are going to select the bonus eligible salary. Okay, then we have to go to the compensation amount component second. Also we are going to change this name. Let's give the name bonus amount. Okay, then here in the eligible salary component 2 option, you can see here the dynamic column, right? So it's a dynamic column condition and result. Let's open it. So here you can see the warning, you need to sequence the most common condition first to reduce the impact to worksheet and batch process performance. To follow the best practice and test a few dynamic condition at time to assess the impact on the performance. Then decide what level of performance impact is acceptable. Right, so here we have to give the sequence number after click on the create icon. Then in the condition column we have to define the condition. Let's click on the create or edit expression icon. Here let's click on the build condition option. I'm just going to select here here we have hire date. Okay, and in the operation option we are going to select the is greater than, hire date is greater than let's select first. Let's click on the done. So hire date is greater than, it's validated. Right, let's apply it. So here you can see that our condition. And in the column result option, let's click on the edit. Here we have to go to the equation option, and then let's go to the switch to column option. Here let's select the base salary current. Okay, then let's select the next. So in the operation we are going to select the multiplied by the, and let's give the fixed number, let's say 0.5. Okay, so base salary multiplied by the 0.5. Let's apply. Okay, let's create the another, give the sequence to, and then I'm going to check this box on. So condition is disappeared, condition field is disappeared now. Let's click on the column result, edit and build expression. here we are going to select the value from another column, and in the column we are going to select same the base salary current. Let's click on the done here. When it appears here, the expression, after that you just click on the apply. If you just click on the done and the expression is not appeared here and you click on the apply, so it's not visible in this field. Okay, then we have to test the condition for this dynamic column. So we have to go to the test condition and column result option. Here you can see this icon, right? So here you can see the base salary current and the hire date, right? So let's give the base salary, for example, 40,000. Okay, and let's give the hire date is June 1st, and let's sorry it's let's delete this condition. Again we have to build the condition here. We have to select the hire date here. Select hire date, and in the operation is greater than, then we have the fixed let's say Jan, but the last year, previous year. Okay, first let's click on the done and apply. Okay, now let's test it. So let's give the value, and here I'm going to select the Jan 1st of the current year. The test produced the following result based on the values you entered, right? So it's divide 40,000 multiply by the 0.5, or you can say 40,000 multiply by 1 by 2, so its result is a 20,000. Here you can see that. Okay, so let's click on this information, and then here in the triggering event we have to select the start compensation cycle. We have to check this box on, so it's specify when to evaluate the configured condition. Okay, now let's click on the save option. Change was saved. Let's click on the save and close. Okay, let's collapse this, and again go to this component first, and in the eligible salary let's go to the dynamic column option. So here we have to add, let's give the sequence here, then check this box on, select this checkbox, then we have to go to the column result, and build the expression here. So for here we are going to select value from the another column. So in the column we are going to select the base salary current. Okay, then just click on the done and then apply, and then click on this start compensation cycle option. Save this information. Click on the save and close. Click on the save and close for the configure worksheet display. So this is how you can define your task here and you can configure it right from here. Same as if you want to define the other tasks, just like the performance and the promotions, here you can see that you have different task type. We just define the compensation. If you want to define the performance, promotions, approvals, communication, detail table only, so you can define here and just configure the information. I just configure for the compensation. Okay, where you can attach your element with this task, right, where you can build your expression for worksheet. So all the information you can just define there. I'm just going to click on the save and close here. So here we can see that the worksheet display option is visible here. Then we have the default worksheet display. So we are going to enable the team filter and freeze one column here. So I'm just going to configure. Yeah. Okay, so this is the default page setting for the configure default worksheet display. So here we have the team filter field here. So here we are going to select all the workers, and then we have to go to the frozen column here. So we are going to frozen first column, right, and then we are going to go to the worksheet information. Let's click on the open, not closed, and in the worksheet summary also we are going to select here the open, right. This is the simplest task for the default worksheet display option. So here you can see that we just configured it. Okay, so let's configure the alerts here. So how you can configure your alert? So we are going to enable 3 alerts here, one each two, like alert manager, that a worker salary was changed in the HR. Okay, and we are going to enable the alert inform manager that the worksheet manager does not match the line manager, and then we are going to enable the warn manager that a worker was terminated. And you also create an informational alert to let manager know that a worker's current base salary is greater than the current maximum salary range, or the new base salary is greater than the new maximum salary range. Okay, so here we have salary change in the SR option. Let's check this box on here. Okay, and in the alert type we have different type, right? In the type we have different type. The alert, if you want to present this as a alert, you can select alert, then we have the information, then we have the warning, warning high, warning medium, warning low. Then we have the square symbol. Then we have semicircle symbol, circle symbol, triangle symbol, diamond symbol. So many options are here. So we are creating alerts here. So I'm going to select alert here, right? And here in the worksheet manager does not match primary line manager, we are going to enable this also. And here in the type we are going to select the information for this, right? So here you can see the icons for the information. This icon it appears. For the alert, this icon is automatically appear according to the type we select here, right? And then we are going to create alert here. Let's give the name. Let's enter worker salary greater than high salary range. That's how we can give the name for the alert. And then here we can select the type. Let's select the information. And if you want to give any description, here you can select. Here you can give the description for this alert. Let's say workers new base salary is greater than current or new high salary range. Okay, here we can build a condition for an alert. Let's select the column name. Here let's select the base salary new, because we are defining the alert for the new salary. And here in the operation we are going to select is greater than, and here we are going to select the switch to column, and here we are going to select the salary range as here we have salary range high current. Okay, let's click on the next here, and in the operation we are going to select or, and in the column we are going to select the base salary new. Again we have operation is greater than, then we have switch to column. In the column salary range here we have salary range high new. Okay, here you can base salary new is greater than base salary high range. Okay, here you can see the expression. Let's click on the done. Here you can see the both condition, right? Let's apply this. Okay, but first Here we have the validate option. Let first click on this. The expression is valid, no errors were found here. Okay, then apply. Okay, and if you want to test the alert, here you have test the alert condition. Let's click on it. So here we have three options. Let's set here in the base salary new, let's say it's 50,000, and in the salary range high it's 45,000. Okay, let's click on the test. So workers salary is greater than high range, it's a true, result is a true, and here we have the description, right? So let's just click on the done. So let's save this information and let's save and close. So that's how we can configure our alerts. So this is all about today's session, how we can configure the budget, how we can create the budget pools, how we can define the budget display, how we can create the compensation component, how we can define the performance rating, approvals and notification, compensation change statement. So this is all about the compensation module and today's session. So thank you so much for giving your time.